Hello, welcome to Absolute Geeks. My name is Rawan, and today we will be reviewing this amazing device for artists and design professionals. First, let's have a look at the build. If you use a Wacom, you would relate to half of what I will be talking about in my review. This device has two cameras installed, and as you can see, the control buttons on the side, which we will get to talk about soon. And in the front, we can see the 2 megapixel camera for social use, I suppose, and on the back, you could see the 8 megapixel camera, which is perfect for snapshots on the go. On the side, we can see the power button, headphone jack, 2 USB ports, mini HDMI, I suppose, and the micro SD card slot. And on the other side, we can find the volume control buttons and the screen rotation lock. I actually have flipped it for left-handed settings, but you could choose the settings that work best for you. When you have a look at the device, you can see the elegant build and the fine finishing of the screen. Though it's a bit heavy, with a thickness of 1.8 centimeters, it's 37.6 by 24.9 centimeters. It makes it heavier than some laptops. The working area, which is an HD screen, is much smaller than the size I mentioned earlier, but that shouldn't stand in the way of our creativity potentials, don't you agree? Let's have a look at the pen that comes with its elegant packaging. If you're familiar with this pen, you'd know how that's been the Wacom specialty since forever. It comes with 9 extra heads and 4 color rings. As you can see here, you have the sensitive touch, and then you have the right and left clicks and the eraser on the back. This works better than 100 mice. We'll be having a better look at the features of this amazing pen later on with this review. Now let's have a look at what this device can actually do. As you can see, it's a tablet PC that supports Windows, where you can use it as a normal tablet. You can download your favorite apps, read your favorite articles, play games, take, edit, and share photos. And you could use it as a regular PC, where you can browse, send emails, save files, and even sometimes use it for work. Both options here coexist with each other, so you can benefit the best from both worlds. But the main thing I noticed here is that I can see the priority goes to the pen touch. So even if your hand touches the screen while you're using it, the screen will identify the pen touch as the command and will do what the pen is asking it to do. This tablet PC has a 256GB SSD with 1.9 GHz i7 processor. Prices online vary, but it reaches approximately $2,000, which is quite reasonable for the rewarding features this device has. And as I went on using it, the battery lasted for around 5 hours before asking to be charged, which is perfect to carry around without worrying about the charger. The buttons on the side here are essential to the user experience, especially the Control and Alt and Shift buttons that no designer can work without them. This tablet found out a way to keep it easy and simple for us. The rocker ring has a start button that takes you to the start screen on the tablet from wherever you are. It also has a turn touch on and off button, and it gives you the flexibility also as well to customize all these buttons the way that you find will make your life easier. And of course, we can always go back to the control panel and customize the whole thing from the pen to the Wacom tablet, right-handed, left-handed, whatever you like. And for all your favorite apps, you can download and install whatever you need from the App Store or directly from the website. It behaves exactly like a regular Windows PC. However, on the App Store, you can find an endless amount of apps that vary from productivity to entertainment to games, artists, even children, and lifestyle. You can search for your favorite apps and find them and install them on your machine. Now, let's see how this device works. I have this image that I've taken for Sheikh Zayed Mosque a while ago, and I have noticed that the background is very whitish, so I'm thinking of adding a bit of a bluish sky feeling in the back and make it look more alive. So don't worry, I'm not going to show you the whole process so you won't get bored, but I will only show you the control and the features that you could use in this tablet. So as I work on it, I want to change the blending mode for the sky to make it merge with the original image. I could do it with the usual drop-down menu, or you could click on the rocker ring on the right or your left depending on your hand orientation, and you can get this feature of changing the blending mode with just a simple touch. But you have to keep in mind to move away the pen tip from the working area because, as we mentioned earlier, the priority will go for the pen tip. So you just simply have to move it away. I think this blend mode works well here. Good. Works well here. Now, of course, the mask will have to be in the front. So we need to hide the sky that's overlapping with it using a masking method. This is how I'm going to show you the features of the brush. And you could change the size of the brush the old-fashioned way, or use the other panel here on the right to adjust the size of it. Just make sure to have the pen tip away from the working area for the touch to be recognized here. However, this option is limiting only to the size of the brush, so we can't really change the thickness or the direction of it. And we'll have to go back to the brush settings eventually to change that. And now, after I have refined the background, the pen saved me, by the way, a great amount of time trying to mask the sky. But when it comes to the sky, it is always the limit when we're using a Wacom tablet and a design software. It's just much easier for me to carry this device around rather than carrying a laptop and a hard drive and whatever else that I carry whenever I go. Especially since the Wacom supports OneDrive and other online storage spaces like Dropbox and stuff. When it's connected to Wi-Fi, you could access it from anywhere you are. This is a very nice on-the-go art experience. And now, I want to show you the bit that really excites me about this device, which is the Wacom Smart Pen features and how it behaves. As you can see here, when I'm using the brush, the more pressure I add on the pen, the thicker and the darker the result becomes. This works well when we're drawing and coloring using different types of brushes and strokes. To give you an idea of how amazing this pen is, it has up to 2048 pressure points that guarantees a natural or even better than natural result than using a regular paper or a pencil or a brush. To me, this beats any paper or any pencil or brush that I can use. This has been a specialty with Wacom devices for years, and I believe every designer should learn how to use it because this is one of the few devices that can actually help with being creative and not only getting the job done. Also, the angle shifts when you're changing the direction of your hand as you draw or paint. This smart pen can recognize the direction you want to go, which is perfect for calligraphy and logo design. It gives an accurate feeling of a line that's been drawn by an artist on an actual paper or canvas, depending on the brush you're choosing. This is perfect for sketches, coloring, designing, whatever you need to do to be creative on the go. I'm not sure, however, how it works with 3D, since I'm not a 3D designer. But looking at the specs of this device, I believe it can handle some 3D software, judging by the speed it handled my really heavy files. The eraser here behaves like a brush. You can change and edit the blending mode and the transparency like a regular brush without having to go and click on the eraser every time. At the end, I have to say, this device left a great impression on me. I personally find it worth every penny. It's fast, the Smart Pen doesn't disconnect, and it's very accurate with no lags whatsoever. It's very practical for art on the go, and it definitely has a lot to offer for creatives around the world. I have been using a Wacom for a while now, and this is the first time I review the Cintiq, which is a practical product with unique features. I might still prefer a bigger screen for better control, but definitely not a deal breaker. I also am used to the Mac OS, which is probably why I had a bit difficulty getting used to Windows 8. There's some more details about this device that you can read through the rest of this review. Thank you for watching this, and don't forget to follow Absolute Geeks on Twitter and Instagram.